All right, I'm muting you now, everyone. Mostly just because I don't know if on your end, but on my end, it's really echoey when I'm talking. If I don't mute you guys, it's not that I think that you're going to be too loud. Well, maybe Courtney.
You never know.
Okay. So just start with a couple nice deep breaths. Just really starting to get into your body and feeling nice and relaxed. And we're going to start at the top of our body with our head and our neck. So what I'd like you to do first is just bring your awareness to your head and your neck and really think about how your head feels on the floor today. And then nice and gently, just turn your head to one side. And then slowly take it back to center. And then turning to the other side. And back to center again. And now tilt your head back so it stays on the floor and your chin goes towards the ceiling as you tilt your head back. And now nice and slow, release that tilt in your neck. Nice and slow and smooth, and just really be aware of how your neck feels as you're doing this movement and how slowly you're able to do it. Oh, I just got a text from Deanne that she's having technical difficulties, but she can hear us or hear me, so that's good. Excellent. For the next part, I want you to move your awareness now into your shoulders and your chest. So in the front and the back. So in your chest, your shoulders, and your shoulder blades. And just think about how they feel. Notice any differences or similarities from side to side in your body. And now gently press your shoulder blades into the floor by turning your hands over to palms facing up to the ceiling. And hold that for just a second. And now nice and slow, release your shoulder blades as you slowly roll your hands back over and really pay attention to how how much control you have in the slowness of the release in your shoulder blades. Take just a moment to rest. And now squeezing your shoulders together in front of you by rolling your hands inwards towards your body, just a gentle little squeeze. And hold for a moment. And now super slowly again, releasing and noticing how much control you have in this slow release as you release in your chest and your pectoral muscles. Slowly releasing. And rest. And now bring your awareness down through your torso, into your back, your mid back, and your low back, and your hips, your pelvis, and noticing how that feels today on the floor. Does one side feel heavier or lighter? Do they feel the same? Do you feel tension? And then moving all the way down through your legs, all the way to your feet. And then go ahead and bring your knees to a bent position. Your feet will be flat on the floor. And leaving your arms where they are for now, we're going to start with our flatten and tilts. And we're going to right away add our arms into this today because our focus is going to be on neck and shoulders. So we're going to start with the flatten. So inhale first in your relaxed position. Exhale as you flatten your back to the floor, bringing your pubic bone ribs towards each other and rolling your arms inwards towards your body. So your back is pressed flat, your abdominals are tight, and you have a little bit of tightness happening in your chest now as your shoulders are squeezed. Slowly begin to release now, slowly unrolling your arms, slowly with control releasing in your chest and your abdominals. As slow and smooth as you can. And at the very end of that release, you're going to go right into your tilt, rolling your arms now to palms facing up as you roll your tailbone forward and down to the floor, holding for just a moment, then slowly begin to release now, slowly releasing the tilt in your back and your hips, and slowly rolling your arms back over to palms facing down. And then going right into your flatten again. Bringing pubic bone and ribs towards each other and rolling your arms inwards towards your body. Squeezing your shoulders together just gently. Hold for a moment and then super slow. Releasing in the shoulders, slowly releasing in your abdominals. Nice and slow and smooth. And you're going to go right from this movement into your tilt again. So your hands are going to roll right back over to palms facing up as you roll your tailbone forward and down. And now at the same time, gently tilt your head back. Good, hold for a moment. And now exhale as you slowly release the contraction in the back of your neck, slowly releasing in your hips and back, slowly letting your hands roll back over to palms down. And going into flatten one more time. Bringing pubic bone and ribs towards each other, flattening your back and rolling your arms inwards towards your body, holding for a moment, and slowly begin to release. At the end of this release, you're going to just take a moment to rest. So now I'm going to get you guys to go into your sitting position. So make sure you roll to your side first and come up into a sitting position with one leg in front, one leg behind, unless you're going to sit on a chair. And Auntie Linda, it looks like you're going to try it sitting on the floor today. We won't be in this position for very long, so you may be able to do this one sitting today, some of you, because we're only going to do just a couple minutes sitting, maybe 7 minutes total. So if you have your right leg in front of you and your left leg behind you, I'd like you to place your right hand on the floor beside you, and your left hand is going to go up to your right shoulder. And now starting with an inhale, we're going to do a torso turn. So you're going to be turning your torso, your head, and your eyes to the back. So here we go. Inhale and begin to turn your torso, your head, and your eyes, turning all together towards the back, as far as you can go comfortably, and then mark something with your eyes to gauge how far you've turned. And now nice and slow and smooth, turning everything back to the front. Your torso, your head, and your eyes, slowly and smoothly working together, coming back to the front. And then again, turning to the back, torso, head, and eyes. Turning to the right, turning as far as you can comfortably, and then pause for a moment. And now keeping your torso turned to the back, you're going to turn your head and your eyes to the front. So torso stays to the back and your head and eyes turn to the front. So you'll be sort of looking over that left shoulder. Hold for just a moment. And now we're going to switch these two movements. So now you're going to take your head and your eyes to the right, towards the back, as your torso slowly begins to turn to the front. Really work for smooth movement as you rotate torso to the front, head and eyes to the back. Make sure to pause. And then nice and slow, reversing again. So torso now is turning to the back as your head and eyes slowly begin to turn to the front. Pause for a moment and switching one more time. So now slowly taking head and eyes to the back as you slow and smoothly bring torso back to the front. Pause for a moment and we'll switch one more time. Slowly taking torso to the back now and bringing head and eyes to the front. Now hold here, and now we're going to make it even a little smidge more complicated as you're going to keep your head to the front. You're going to take your eyes to the back to match your torso. And then super slowly, you're going to now bring your eyes to the front as your head goes to the back. Head goes back, eyes to the front. And pause. And switch that one more time. So now your head is going to be coming to the front as your eyes slowly move to the back. And pause. And now take your head and your eyes to the back to match your torso. And when you've gone as far as you can comfortably, then slowly bringing head, eyes, and torso to the front. And now one more time with the whole body. So torso, head, and eyes rotating to the right, turning to the back. And you will notice that you're going to lean into that right hand a little bit, and your left hip will be coming off the floor a little bit as you rotate. Just perfectly fine. When you've gone as far as you can comfortably, pause for a moment and take another look with your eyes and see if you've gone a little bit further than you did when you first checked with your eyes or marked a spot. And now nice and slow and smooth, bringing your torso, your head, and your eyes back to the front. Take just a moment to rest, and then go ahead and bring down your left arm nice and slow, and we're going to switch to the other side. So now you're going to be bringing your left leg in front of you, right leg will go behind you, and your left arm will be resting on the floor beside you, and your right arm will go up to your left shoulder. And we'll start again with a full torso turn. So starting again with an inhale, turning your torso, your head, and your eyes, turning to the left as far as you can comfortably, and then finding something again to mark with your eyes, looking at the wall or somewhere to gauge how far you've gone. And nice and slow, turning torso, head, and eyes back to the front. And repeating again, inhale and turning torso, head, and eyes nice and slow and smooth, turning to the back as far as you can comfortably, and pausing, and then even slower now coming back to the front. Slow and smooth, really working to keep your head and your eyes and your torso all moving smoothly together. We'll repeat that one again, turning torso, head, and eyes to the back. Slow and smooth, and when you've gone as far as you can comfortably, pause for a moment, and then keeping your torso turned to the back, you're going to now turn your head and your eyes to the front. Nice and slow and smooth, head and eyes to the front. And pause. And now we're going to switch these movements. So slowly with control, you're going to take your head and eyes to the back as you slowly begin to rotate your torso to the front. And when you've gone as far as you can comfortably, pause and then slowly begin to switch again. So slowly now taking your torso to the back as you slowly turn your head and eyes to the front. Pause. We'll reverse this again, slowly now taking head and eyes to the back as your torso slowly turns to the front. And pause. And slowly switching one more time, torso turning to the back, head and eyes turning to the front. And pause here. And now keeping your torso to the back and keeping your head to the front, you're going to take your eyes now to the back to match your torso. So head stays front, eyes slowly drift to the back. And now nice and slow, we're going to reverse just the head and eyes. So torso will stay where it is. So now your head is going to slowly begin to go to the front as your eyes slowly turn to the back, to the left. Pause, and now switch again, slowly taking your face to the back as you slowly bring your eyes to the front. And pause, and switch them one more time, slowly now bringing your face to the front as your eyes slowly drift to the back. And pause, and now slowly take your head, your face backwards so that it matches your eyes and your torso, so everything is turned to the back. And pause there for a moment. And then nice and slow, turning everything to the front again. Torso, head, and eyes, slowly with control, turning back to the front. And pause. And then nice and slow with control, turning everything to the left, to the back again. Torso, head, and eyes, turning slowly with control all together. Turning to the left. And when you've gone as far as you can comfortably, pause for a moment and look again with your eyes and notice if you've turned any further. And then slowly with control, turning everything back to the front again. Torso, head, and eyes, turning to the front. And then nice and slow, you can bring that left or right arm back down. And pause for just a moment. And then when you're ready, you're going to go back to laying on the floor again, flat on your back with knees bent, feet flat on the floor. First, we're going to do our trapezius release for in the neck, but we're going to do it laying down. You can also do this one sitting, but today we're going to try it laying down. So go ahead and just lay your arms wherever is comfortable for you. Make sure you feel nice and comfortable before we begin this movement. So now you're going to turn your head to the right, just slightly. So turning your head slightly to the right. And now you're going to tip your head backwards. It's going to stay on the floor, tilting your head back as your chin comes up to the ceiling. And now at the same time, I want you to press your left shoulder to the floor and think of drawing it upwards towards the back of your head. Hold it for just a moment, and now slowly with control, you're going to release that shoulder, and at the same time, you're going to release the tilt in your neck. Nice and slow and smooth. And then slowly bringing your head back to center. Pause for a moment and center. And now we're going to turn our head to the left. So turning our head slightly to the left, tilting your head back, so your chin is coming up towards the ceiling, and now pressing the right shoulder into the floor and think of drawing it up towards the back of your head. Hold for just a moment, and super slow and smooth, begin to release your shoulder and the tilt in your neck at the same time, as slow and smooth as you can. And then nice and slow, turning your head back to center. Pause for a moment and center. For this next movement, you're going to be lifting your face straight up to the ceiling. Remember, heads are heavy and you do not need to lift your head very high at all. So when you're ready, everybody will lift their face straight to the ceiling, lifting your head off of the floor, holding for a moment, and now slow and smooth, lowering your head back down and rest. And this next one, you're going to be tucking your chin forward and lifting your head slightly off of the floor. Chin forward, lifting your head slightly, hold. And now slowly lowering your head back down, slow and smooth. And rest. And now you'll be tilting your head straight back again. So head tilting back, stays on the floor, but tilting back, chin going up towards the ceiling. And slowly begin to release that tilt. Slow and smooth. And make sure to rest. And now turning your head to the right again, just slightly. Head turns slightly to the right, tilting your head back and pressing your left shoulder into the floor and drawing it up towards the back of your head. Holding for just a moment, and now slowly release the tilt in your neck and slowly release the shoulder. And then nice and slow, bringing your head back to center. Now turning your head slightly to the left, tilting your head back, pressing your right shoulder into the floor and drawing it up towards the back of your head. Holding for just a moment. And now nice and slow and smooth, releasing the shoulder and releasing the tilt in the back of your neck. And then slowly bringing your head back to center. Now we're going to do a couple of arch and curls next. So when you're ready, without rushing, you can bring your hands up either behind your head or your fingertips behind your ears, or you can leave them laying long beside you. Excuse me. We're going to start with our inhale and arch. So inhale and arch, rolling your tailbone forward and down to the floor, at the same time pressing your shoulder blades down. Think of drawing them towards your tailbone and tilt your head back. Hold for just a moment. And now exhale as you slowly begin to release the contraction in your back and hips, as you slowly release in your neck, as slow and smooth as you can. And at the end of that release, going right into flatten as you bring pubic bone and ribs towards each other, flattening your back, bring your elbows together and gently lift your head and chest into a curled position. Hold for just a moment. And now slow and smooth as you can, begin to release in your abdominals, slowly with control as you bring your head back down to the floor. And once your head is resting on the floor, then slow and smooth, bringing the elbows back down. Making sure to take a moment to rest. And we'll repeat that one again. Inhale and arch, rolling your tailbone forward and down to the floor. Press your shoulder blades down and think of drawing them towards your tailbone. Tilt your head back. Pause for just a moment. And now exhale as you slowly begin to release the contraction in your back. Slowly releasing in your shoulders and neck. As slow and smooth as you can. And at the end of that release, going right into flatten, bring pubic bone and ribs towards each other, bring elbows together, lifting your head and chest, your back is flattened to the floor, holding for a moment, and now slowly begin to release in your abdominals as you slowly lower your head, back down to the floor, as slow and smooth as you can. And when your head is resting comfortably on the floor, then slowly with control, opening your elbows. And take just a moment to rest. And we'll repeat that one more time. Inhale and arch, rolling your tailbone forward and down, pressing the shoulder blades, drawing them to the tailbone, tilting your head back. Pausing, and now exhale, slowly releasing. Slow and smooth, releasing in your pelvis and back and neck. At the very end of that release, going right into flatten. Flattening your back to the floor, tightening your abdominals, bring your elbows together and lift your head and chest into that curled position. And hold for a moment. And now nice and slow and smooth, releasing in your abdominals as you slowly begin to lower your head. Slow and smooth as you can. And slowly letting your elbows come down. Once your elbows are on the floor, take a moment to rest. And then go ahead and bring your arms back down beside your body to a comfortable position. And we're going to do just a couple more movements for the neck here as we're laying flat. So we're going to do the lifting the face straight to the ceiling one again. So go ahead when you're ready, lifting face straight to the ceiling. Remember, you don't need to lift high. Hold for a moment and nice and slow as you can. Lowering your head back down to the floor and then rest. And now for this next movement, keeping your head on the floor, I'd like you to think of jutting your bottom jaw up to the ceiling. So pushing your bottom jaw to the ceiling. Hold for just a moment, and now slowly let your jaw come back to its relaxed position. Slow and smooth. And rest. And now gently pressing your teeth together in the back. So you're biting, but just gently. And now slowly release that bite. Slow and smooth. Oh, sorry. My dog's barking. And rest. Shh, Piper. And now we're going to lift our face to the ceiling again. So face straight up to the ceiling. Hold. And slowly lowering your head. Slow and smooth. And rest. And now tilting your head back again. So head stays on the floor, head is tilting back as your chin goes to the ceiling. And slowly releasing that tilt. Super slow and smooth. And rest. And now the last movement we're going to do today is our flatten, but we're going to add a curl into it. So we're not going to be arching, we're only going to be doing a flatten, a curl, and a release. You're going to be super focused though on not only your abdominal muscles as you do the release, but also on your head and neck. So starting with an inhale, relaxed first. And now exhale, flattening your back to the floor. You're going to roll your arms in towards your body, tuck your chin, and gently lift your head and chest. And hold for a moment. And now nice and slow, slowly releasing in your abdominals, but also really focusing on the slow smoothness of lowering your shoulders and head. And then slowly unrolling your shoulders last. And roll your hands to palms open again. And then just rest. And then we're going to do that exact same one again. So starting again and relaxed with an inhale. Exhale as you flatten your back, rolling your arms inwards towards your body, tucking your chin, and lifting your head and chest and shoulders just gently. Hold for a moment, and now nice and slow. Slowly lowering your head, slowly releasing in your abdominals, slowly releasing in your shoulders and chest as your arms roll back to palms facing up. Now take a moment to rest. And then go ahead and lay your legs long again, back into your body scan position. And starting at the top of our head again. So first just take a nice deep breath and notice how you feel in this moment. And now bringing your awareness to your head and neck and noticing how your head feels on the floor and if it feels any different than it did when we started. If it feels any lighter or heavier, and moving into your neck. And then go ahead and turn your head gently to one side. And as you pause there for a moment, noticing the differences. Did you turn your head to the same side as you did when you first started class? And now as you slowly begin to turn your head back to center, noticing, is it smoother now as you do this movement? Are you moving slower with more control? And moving right through center, turning your head to the other side. And pausing again for a moment, bringing your awareness here. And then nice and slow and smooth, taking your head back to center. And now bringing your awareness to your shoulders, and your chest, and your shoulder blades. Now just gently pressing your shoulders into the floor, rolling your hands open to palms up. And now slowly releasing that, slowly resting in the shoulders as you slowly roll the hands back down to palms down. And pause for a moment, bringing your awareness to how you feel after and how you felt during that movement compared to the beginning of class. And now slowly rolling your arms inwards towards your body as you gently squeeze your shoulders in front of you, squeezing in your pectoral muscles. Holding for just a moment, and nice and slow and smooth. Releasing in that contraction. And resting. And now bringing your awareness down through your torso to your middle back, to your low back, to your hips. And all the way down your legs, all the way to your feet and toes. And when you're ready and without rushing, you're going to roll to your side and come up to sitting. And we have 2.5 minutes left.